Okay, so here's my Savage Precision. I took it to the range a couple of weeks ago. Fired 200 rounds or so, and as you can see, it's quite dirty. So we're gonna tear it down and clean it. This would be my second time, so I might make some mistake, but hopefully it would help some people out there. And yeah, let's get started. But before we do, just make sure there's nothing in the magwell, there's nothing in the chamber, and so we're good to go. But what it's probably, as you can see, it's locked, right? So it's fully cocked. So we want to release that, but we don't want to dry fire a rimfire rifle. So I have this dummy round that we're gonna put inside so that it won't. We're trying to not dry fire it, right? So because the firing pin is gonna smash into the barrel instead of a soft bullet casing, and we don't want that. So we put a dummy round in there to obviously to avoid that. So let's release the bolt. Let's release the safety, and then let's pull the trigger, and then yeah, now we can take it apart. And to do that, we're gonna need a couple of tools. I have a set of Allen keys here. I'll put down on an overlay what the sizes are, and you're gonna also need a Phillips screwdriver. You don't really need a flathead, but I did use it to kind of pry out the barrel lock or pin, or the thing that holds the barrel in. But anyways, unlike the older Savage 64, you don't need a box wrench anymore. So they kind of simplified it. Yeah. Anyways, when you go to the bottom, you have the two bolts here that's basically holding the stock, and so we'll put it there. Oh yeah. Okay, so it actually unscrewed itself from here, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so there's that piece. Actually, so what happened is, so the stock is bolted into this bit here, which is actually itself a bolt, right? That's holding, in this case, the barrel, but the other bolt is holding the, what do you call this, part of the trigger assembly, and then the magwell. So I guess the, with the what do you call this, with the Loctite, that it unscrewed the whole thing, which is not really a bad thing. We're gonna remove that anyways, and then we can remove this. So 1/4 to remove this, but you need to pry it out. I just have a screwdriver to do that. So that's a flathead, just did that, and then that piece that's holding the bolt, the barrel, is removed. Now we can just pull this. Don't twist it too much, because as you can see later on when I pull this out, yeah, you have can't remember the name of this thing, but yeah, you don't want to twist it, because this thing is inside another well, basically the bolt, right? So now what we can do, oh, and yeah, we got our dummy round, so we can put that aside. We can then remove the bolt by pulling the charging pin out. What's holding the charging pin is just basically this groove on it. So yeah, you can pull that to the side. out the bolt once we've removed this screw here. Okay, so I'm using the smaller screwdriver that I have compared to the other one, and then we can remove the magazine well. If you want to, we can still remove the trigger assembly, but we really don't need to. So this is fine here. But if you do, then you have another bolt here that requires an Allen key. I may have sprayed too much gun oil when the last time we took it apart, so it's quite wet. Well, better more than less. So, like, you know, I mean, not enough. That is. So the trigger assembly, you know, for the trigger itself, you have this metal trigger, which is actually nicely made. Our striking pin is so. Yeah, there's a reason why I have a cardboard on my desk, so I didn't want to get my desk really dirty, even though I do have a mat underneath it. So, alright, so now we're gonna actually need some actual cleaning tools. So I have this solvent. This is Hope's number 9 gun bore cleaner. So this is gonna get rid of you know, all the residue, right? And then once we clean it, we'll use Hope's number 9 lubricating oil to lubricate the moving parts, as well as the, you know, all the surface that is obviously metal, so to avoid rusting, right? And then to get into the bore, I have you know, a kit for cleaning the bore. So you have different sizes here, because I do have, I do intend to use it for my other guns as well, obviously. So so the gun is actually still fairly new, so I don't think the bore itself is, you know, that dirty, but we'll see. Yeah, so the bore is actually pretty clean. Yeah, so we'll run through this with some lubricating oil instead of the bore cleaner. So, alright, so I will spray. And then I just pull it. Actually, I'll spray a little bit more on the other side. But yeah, and then I'll just pull that to put some lubrication in the barrel. So you can wipe some more lubrication in here that I oversprayed. Use this other rag to just inside should be pretty clean now. Yeah, we actually don't really need to use this right now because some lubrication should be enough. So I'm just gonna spray some inside. That's actually a lot, so we'll just kind of wipe it to lubricate the rest of the surface. So I actually cut myself with the really sharp piece here, so be careful with that. Funny because I didn't cut myself before, so that's interesting. So anyways, so that is clean inside and lubricated. Now I can do the same, the bolt here. don't even know. Anyways, we can actually put them here as well, and then we can put the frying pan in here with lubrication. So yeah, okay, now we can slide it inside. Doesn't need, you don't need to go all the way yet. And then we can grab the firing pin, which is pretty clean. Put it in there, and then you can continue to slide it inside. Yeah, see, just slide it around back and forth, just to see if there's roughness, but it's pretty smooth, so that's good. Okay, so we didn't really do anything to the trigger aside from wiping it clean. It still, well, it was pretty clean to begin with. I don't think any of the residue went into it. I'm just cleaning or spreading the lubrication evenly, so we can screw that on already. So we have, you know, between these two, you need the skinnier one to go behind the trigger. But before we put that in there, it's good to put some Loctite in there. Actually, this one, I find this actual Loctite to be really runny, so I like to use this one instead. It's a little bit thicker, so just less likely to just over pour it. We need a very small amount, that's all we need. At least we don't have to worry about it loosening itself when we're using the rifle. And yeah, we don't have to overly tighten it. But anyways, yeah, so we'll do the same thing with this screw here. We'll just put a little bit of Loctite in there. I mean, it's not Loctite brand, but you know, Thread Locker, I guess you could say. Yeah, it doesn't need to be that tight. Okay, now we need to, oh, as you recall, that bolt here is actually in the stock. So I gotta admit though, even though this is an old design, it's a solid design. Like all metal, right? And it feels solid, you know. I mean, it's heavy, that's the downside, but at the same time, it's solid. So our barrel, like I said, is you have, is this the ejector pin? But yeah, you slide that in there. Alright, so you can grab this piece that holds the barrel. And then we'll grab this bolt. Again, put a tiny bit of thread lock. That's all you need. Alright, so we can grab the stock. We'll put a thread locker. This is so interesting. This is, yeah, we'll put some thread lock into this bolt here, or, yeah. So that will go in there. It's kind of interesting that it's stuck like that, but yeah, that's just how it is. You don't want to tighten that one yet. We'll also do this, so we'll make sure everything's aligned, and then we tighten everything. Okay, that's good. That's good too, and we're done. So the nice thing about this rifle is it's actually pretty easy to tear down. I mean, there's obviously going to be easier ones too. The only thing is that you do need some tools. But yeah, we're pretty much done. Oh, one thing you might want to do as well is make sure the screws here are tight. I've never removed those, so let's just see if they're actually tight or loose. 332. Wow, that's very loose. So what we're gonna do is remove that and put some thread lock on it. And yeah, well, with this one, we pretty much don't need to ever remove this, right? So we'll make sure it's good and tight. Yeah, that's way too easy. Yeah, that's pretty much just turned right away. So that's not good. Yeah, so some lube is underneath that, so which is good. We don't want rust to form there. So, but yeah, it's crazy that was just really loose, and that's holding our scope, right? You know, you don't want it to just move around. So I just want to show how this thing looks like. This rail looks like it's really good. I mean, even has a manufacturing date, I guess, like July of 2023. So that was just last year. Made by MDT 20 MOA. So yeah, it's definitely nice. But it wasn't screwed tight enough, so we'll fix that. So here, instead, I'm just gonna put the actual thread lock in the hole themselves. And so again, don't over tighten it, especially this screw. These screws are tiny and short, so there's not really a lot of material holding this stuff together. We can like that thread lock out of there, but yeah. Okay, now I'm more I'm more confident of that rail being secured. But yeah, like I said earlier, there isn't really any other place that we need to worry about in terms of screws. This one, I put some thread lock in there because I don't see myself using the thread. This one, the sling mount, there's a bolt and there's a nut in there, so that one's fine. You know, it's like we don't have to worry about that one. That feels solid enough. If it starts to wiggle, and then yeah, we can do something about it. But for now, it's fine. Yeah, everything's good. That's our dummy round. Yeah, very smooth. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we need to put the dummy round in there again. Yeah, because I don't want to leave it cocked. So, all right, so we're done. We are totally done. I mean, you can, if you want, wipe some more lube or oil on the surface so you don't have to worry about rust. Oh yeah, so let me talk about the rifle and how it performs and everything, since since bringing it to the range. Yeah, so I quite like it a lot. You know, I like how it looks. I like how it feels. I like the features, you know, up there. But yeah, this is not the lightest 22 But that's fine. It feels solid, right? And yeah, especially with the heavy barrel, so it's kind of front heavy. Just something to note there. But I do like the form factor and the overall uh, fit and finish and the feel of this rifle. Now, in terms of performance, it's actually pretty accurate. Like, this is the first time. I think this is the first target that I had. Like, it was easy to hit bullseye. I'm just freestanding, not supported. So yeah, it's pretty easy to hit the bullseye. Although my grouping is not great, like I said, I was freestanding. If I use the bipod and in a prone position or whatever, then maybe it would have been a lot tighter. But yeah, and then I was just kind of like dumping the mags. See how that. Yeah, so pretty accurate as far as I can tell. I can't really say that with certainty because I haven't really done like much long range. And like I said, I fire around 200 rounds. There were a couple or so failure to feed, and it's mainly to do with the 20 round mag. This is empty, obviously, but yeah, when you load it up with some, I think it was the Federal 36 grain champions that it didn't like too much. Yeah, so, but if you don't fill up the mag fully, then it should be fine, like around 12 or so, right? And yeah, and I do find it easy to release the mag too. Some people complain about the release and stuff like that being awkward and stuff. Like, no, I mean, I think that's actually pretty easy. So like what I like to do is just grab the magazine with my hand, and then I just push my index finger into the release, and the thing just slides. It's really easy to do single-handed and quickly, even putting it in and putting it out. The 10 round is actually much harder to do one-handed because it's so skinny and short. You basically have to pinch it with your thumb and your middle finger, but with this one you can just grab it and slide it out. Yeah, so I actually quite like how that works. I got it for $330 Canadian. I think that was a sale. I don't know how much it is now, but considering what you're getting and how solid it is, yeah, it's kind of hard to say anything bad about it. Obviously the trigger could be better, but yeah, I guess, I mean, the only other thing is like being able to adjust the stock, which is not. There's no like the pull adjustment or riser for the cheek, or I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, yeah, that's that, right? You just have to get used to it. That's the bottom line, and I've got used to it. It's fine with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye for now.